Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Anna. I am a portrait photographer in the Chicagoland area, and today we're going to be talking about off-camera flash outdoor portraits. As many of you guys know, or if you've seen any other previous videos of mine, I am normally a natural light photographer, but other YouTubers like Francisco Hernandez and a bunch of other people have really inspired me to do some off-camera flash photography. I also want to quickly mention that I had used this TikTok in order to make sure I had some basics for my off-camera flash settings. I needed a subject in order to test these settings, so I had asked Tanvi to meet me at that specific location at 3 p.m. Once we had taken a couple shots, it was time to open up Lightroom and begin editing. This is the photo that we're going to be editing today, and this is probably the one that I'm most obsessed with from this session. I love the way that the bokeh looks, and I love that the background isn't too distracting from the subject. So this is the before shot, straight out of camera, and this is the after. The first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and go into the light panel. You're going to see that I had brought the highlights down and I had increased the contrast. Obviously, there's going to be some contrast between the foreground and the background, considering that there's a lot of bokeh happening, but I wanted to add that additional pop with the contrast increased just a little bit, just so it really stands out. And obviously, you can see in the straight out of camera shot that in the left-hand corner, there is a little bit of a bright spot, and just in general, it's very bright. So bringing the highlights down really allows that contrast to stand out. The next thing that we're going to do is go into the color panel. You can see that she's wearing this bright green sweater, and I love the plants in the background, so I wanted to increase the vibrance as well as the saturation. In regards to color grading, I wanted to keep it very warm toned, so in the shadows I made it slightly yellow as well as in the highlights. In regards to the healing brush, there was just a couple blemishes that I wanted to get rid of on the face, and in the straight out of camera shot, you can see that there is some remaining henna on the hand that she has right up to her face, and because this hand is open palmed, this might be something that people might pay attention to when they see this for the first time, so I wanted to get rid of it just to make it a little less distracting and focus more on the eyes. In regards to selective edits, since we're on that topic, I wanted to make sure that I had brightened those eyes, so I had just drawn over them, and I did want to mention that in the healing brush, I went ahead and went over those under eye lines to make it a little less dramatic. Everything else that I did was pretty much just boost up the exposure on her, and I went ahead and just drew a circle over her, and everything that is being edited right now is going to be in that red portion, so that's everything around her, which was pretty much just bring the exposure down to really focus in the center, as well as bring down the clarity and the sharpness to add more bokeh. And this is the final result. The first tip that I have for you is that these basic settings that I had used is obviously not going to work for every single situation. I have way more that I need to learn in regards to off-camera flash, but this was a really good start for me in order to understand how to use it correctly. Different situations are going to require different lights as well as other softboxes, so that's really important when you're trying to find out your style. In this case, I used the flash right behind me, which is the Godox AD200 and a mag mod. I have a softbox that I've used in the past, but the reason why I like the mag mod is because it disperses all of the light around, so it doesn't make it very direct. The second tip that I have for you is to not test any new equipment or any new flashes for the first time with a client. Your client is relying on you to deliver the photos that they had paid for, and if you're planning on bringing a flash or using a different type of equipment for the first time and using it during that session, you're most likely going to be battling with it the entire session. So it's better for you to use something that's reliable and you completely understand how to change the settings if you ever mess up. The last tip that I have for you is to always make sure that the ambient light is underexposed. The reason why you want to have a darker ambient light is because you want to have that contrast. And normally when you use a flash, you're going to need that pop coming onto the subject. So it's really going to heighten the contrast that's going on between the foreground and the background. The shutter speed is going to be your best friend in this case. If you are looking for dark and dramatic type of looks in your photos, increase the shutter speed so that way the background is going to be dark. And if you have a more natural or airy type of look in your photos, decrease the shutter speed so that way the background is going to be lighter. A bonus tip that I have for you is that the flash is going to be an additional element in the photo. And what I mean by this is that the flash is only controlled by the transmitter or the receiver that's on top of your camera. The first thing that you're going to need to do when you're at your photo shoot is I would recommend to turn off the flash initially and only focus on the settings inside of the camera. Once you have set those to the ambient light the way that you desire it, go ahead and turn on the flash and begin adjusting those settings. But that is all that I have for you guys today. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified every single time I post a new video. Before I forget, I want to thank every single person that had entered the giveaway. I wanted to make sure that the person who entered had followed all the rules, so they had commented on the previous video that I had posted and made sure that they are a subscriber. So thank you to the winner of the giveaway. If you guys are interested in other giveaways, let me know in the comments below. If you like videos just like this, I have a playlist created where I go behind the scenes and talk over my Lightroom edits, so that will be listed up here as well as in the description box below. If you're interested in traveling the world with me and seeing what I do in my free time, that will also be listed down below. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys are staying safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.